Like, girl, what's tea? What's tea? What's tea? Why'd you leave? What's tea? How is it like over there? How are the people? How are the culture? How's the job? What's actually tea? What is it giving? The people want to know. I left what I thought was my dream job, and today I'm talking about why. Yeah. So let's get into it. I packed up my whole life and I moved to Qatar. If you guys don't know, that's a country in the Middle East. It's right next to Dubai, basically. I moved to Qatar about 5 years ago, and it wasn't what I expected it to be, basically. So I always wanted to be, let me just start from the beginning. I always wanted to be a flight attendant from the young age of 6. Yes, I know, shockingly. Basically, from the first time I stepped on a plane, I knew I wanted to be a flight attendant. I knew I wanted to travel and see the world. And I saw these glamorous women serving us, and they're all dressed up, makeup, hair done, you know, like looking professional in their uniform. And I was like, okay.
Ooh, this is nice. Girl, all this shit is you right here?
I want that for myself. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like, they get paid to look glamorous and travel the world. Sign me up. Where do I sign up? So I'm Jamaican, so I didn't want to work for any airline in the Caribbean because they do mostly just in that region, and maybe like a few flights to South America, a few flights to North America, but I wanted to see the entire world. So I was like, okay, I need more. I need a bigger airline. So I started doing my research, and I found Emirates at the time, that they're very big, very prominent, very known, and very international. And it would be a different country, a different experience, and they pay for basically everything, like your uniform, your accommodation, like you don't really have any bills. So I was like, okay, like this is perfect, because as someone at my young age, obviously I don't got no money, and I just finished school, so I also wanted to leave from my parents' house and get, like, you know, some independence. So I was like, that would be perfect for me. So I was like, okay, I have my mindset on that, but they only hire at 21. Okay, I'll wait. Then, like, in April, I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply again for Emirates. It's time. Like, my birthday's in May, so 1 month before is perfectly fine. So someone now had sent me a link to an opening day in Jamaica for Qatar Airways. Mind you, I had no idea what Qatar Airways was. What is Qatar, the country? Like, I didn't know. Never heard of this place. Never heard of the airline. But I was like, okay, like, let me go. Let me go try it out. Seeing that I want to be a flight attendant, I feel like this would be a good practice for when I actually do apply for Emirates, is what I was thinking. So I went and I applied and I got the job. So at this point I'm like, okay, let me find out what is Qatar, seeing that I got the job. So I did my research, found out like, oh, they're pretty much the same as Emirates. So let me just join, let me just go. So I accepted the job, did all the process and everything, got there, and super excited to also not just like travel, but to immerse myself in the culture by living there. So I was super excited. So yeah, so I got there and I was shocked, to say the least.
Wow.
At everything. The city, the culture shock, like working in aviation, how it really is. What else? The company I was working for is huge. So you're working with different people every single day, okay? And then you have different customer service, you know, you have to keep a smile on your face, which even if you're having like a difficult day, you can't bring that into work. Like, you gotta always be smiling, always be preppy, always be positive. And I'm naturally like a positive, preppy person, so it wasn't difficult for me. But like, you know, like doing that every single day is a lot. So that's one. And as I said, like, it's a fast-paced life, so you're literally in a different country every day. You're traveling every single time, and it's like when you're not traveling, you're obviously trying to rest. Like jet lag, Jet lag is a real thing. Oh baby, y'all don't know jet lag until y'all become a flight attendant, until y'all traveling every day. And not just are you traveling every day and changing time zones, changing different countries, but I'm also working. So when I'm not working, when I'm not traveling, I am sleeping all the time. I'm sleeping all the time. So I kind of felt like I had no personal life, like difficulties that come with the job, constantly tired, like forever and permanently jet lagged, okay? Unstable. You're always on the go, right? You're constantly lonely because you're basically traveling the world by yourself. Even though you have your fellow crew, you don't know these people. You just met them just now in the briefing room. You don't know these people. So you're alone, pretty much. What else? It is difficult as well, as I said, on the body. Like besides being jet lagged, but you're like just tired, you're feeling aches and pains because you're always on the go. Like you have to be wearing heels when you're walking in the airport every single day. You're pulling stuff, you're lifting stuff, like it's tiring on the body. It's a lot too. It's overwhelming when you're meeting different people all the time, people that you're working with, the customers that you're serving. Yeah, and homesickness because you're always away from home because you're constantly traveling. And then the fact that I didn't even live in my country as like my base country, I lived in a whole nother country, so I'm extremely 100,000 miles away from my family. So homesickness was also really, really bad, constantly missing your loved ones. So yeah, so I just like, I left. I wanted a more stable lifestyle, and the job was not exactly what I expected as well. I thought it was gonna be super easier, super more, also with my company, like it wasn't fully multicultural. It was dominantly Asians, to say the least. So I thought that when I got there, I'd have met so many different people from so many different places. I did, but it's like we were the minority. The majority was Asians, and you had a few Europeans, some Africans, you know, some South Americans and Caribbeans. But yeah, I thought I would be like meeting a whole lot of different cultures and different people every single day, like just living in Qatar and just like living and traveling, like working that job. But it wasn't that. It was dominantly Asians in Qatar and even in the job itself. So I didn't get the experience that I thought I was gonna get, you know. And I didn't have time to call my family back home, to call my friends. Days off, like the time difference from Jamaica to over there was 8 hours difference. It was huge. It was drastic. Like I have to be like making selected times to call my family, to call my friends, and it was so bad. Like sometimes I would not be able to speak to them for days because I'm constantly on the go on the time difference. Like have to be getting ready. We work a lot of hours. It was long hours, and it was actually a lot of work as well because they prioritize you know, like customer experience basically. So we're doing a lot. We're going above and beyond to make sure the customers are happy. So yeah, so it was a real job. It was, yeah, I thought I was just gonna be living on glamorous, like, oh, traveling the world looking pretty. No girl. I was breaking my back, okay? I was putting in that work. Yeah, like all aviation companies are strict, but especially the one in the Middle East, and especially the company that I was working for, Qatar Airways, like super strict. So when I got there, things are a bit different now, have changed a little bit for the better, but still a lot of things are very, very strict. So when I joined, we had a curfew. Yeah, we had a curfew. So if you're in Doha and it's your day off, you cannot stay out of your accommodation after 4 a.m. So by 4 a.m, you need to be inside your accommodation. Your butt needs to be inside, okay? So there was that. There's also like minimum rest as well. So meaning like 12 hours before your duty. Is it? Yeah, it's 12 hours. They had changed it recently. I think it's 9 hours now. I don't remember, girl. It's been months since I left the job. And yeah, I gotta make storage. I gotta make space for new memories, okay? So see with me. But yeah, I think it was 12 hours when I joined, that you have to be in your accommodation prior to your flight. You have to swipe in, swipe out. They did keep track of these things. Like, it was really, really strict. The culture, the work environment there was really strict. It was really tense. Like, people have told me many times that they feel nervous whenever they enter the briefing room, and I had myself have experienced that a few times as well. Like, as I said, generally I try to be a positive person and not give in to anxiety or worry or anything like that. I am the type where I just let go and I let God. I let go and I let God, girl. So there's a standard that they tell you that you have to maintain, but you also get checked on it. Yes, before every single flight. Your nails, your makeup, your hair, your skin, that is good. Like, if you have like acne, like bad acne that can't be covered like with makeup properly, then you get offloaded from the flight. You got to go home. You got to deal with that until your skin is looking better. Your uniform got to fit how they said it's supposed to fit. So it was a very strict environment. Like, even working, like, you get checked, you get assessed every 3 months. Like, it was a lot. So that was also one of the difficulties of aviation in general, but definitely with my company even more than so, because they had all of these requirements. So yeah, all these rules, plus we have to know all these things. Like, with the safety of the aircraft, you gotta know. And that's another thing, like, we flew so many different aircrafts in my company specifically, so you have to know all of those different aircrafts. Like you get your schedule and you can know ahead of the flight, but sometimes that aircraft can get changed, and you gotta know the aircraft that you're flying on, because it's for your safety. So you gotta know the door, you gotta know where the emergency stuff are, you gotta know where the first aid stuff are. Yeah, girl, it's a lot. And people be thinking like, oh, you're just serving tea, coffee, you're just traveling the world, like it's all easy, it's all peasy, like it's all glitz and glam every day. Like, no, girl. no, it is a lot of pressure every single day. So yeah, so it's not a walk in the park. It might look like a walk in the park, because that's all they really show. Like, you get off the job, you clock out from work, you get to the hotel, and you're thinking like, oh wow, like I'm just living life, I'm just in Rome roaming around. Like, yeah, I'm in Rome roaming around, but I just had to work a hard shift with my co-workers that I don't know, and supervisors that they're a lot, they're cuckoo cuckoo, and customers that are very demanding. Child, it's a lot that goes behind the scenes. But yeah, saying no regrets. Like, don't think I'm making this video because I regret it. I don't regret it. It was definitely such a beautiful experience, like traveling the world. I've seen so many countries. I've seen it's not every inch of the world yet, still got more to see, but I've basically been to all their destinations, and I've met so many people, I've made so many friends, I've had beautiful experiences. And it was definitely like, even though you were working, child, you were jet lagged, like, it was definitely way more exciting, way more fun. And based on what I've heard, like, kind of easier than other jobs, because we don't obviously take work home. Like, you show up to work, you serve the food, you serve the tea, coffee, you do your safety checks, your first aid checks, like, yeah. And then you clock out, and that's it. That's the end of the day. And that's what was kind of beautiful about the job too. Like, you don't have to see those people that you worked with again, at least for my airline. There's so many people. Yeah, you can fly with them again, but you don't necessarily are going to see them in your next flight. It might be years later before you see them again. And then you just have supervisors on board. Your direct boss, manager don't work with you on board. Like, yeah, you just got the supervisors that's just supervising that the job is done. So that was also good. And yeah, I would not take back that experience. I would not trade that for anything. I feel like if you're young, it's so important to go out there, see the world, live your life, and be independent. Like, leave your parents home. Like, actually leave, because that's when you actually see the world. That's when you actually get to know yourself and know like how to be independent, know how to manage yourself, know how to like just like make full use of your freedom. and nobody micromanaging you, nobody in your business. Like, you get your privacy, you do what you want, you do it when you want. Like, yeah. So definitely recommend that. And the fact that I was able to do that, like, in a complete different country, and didn't have to worry about bills, as I said, because they paid. I was saying I was sick, but I was just over it, girl. So I was like, okay, I had to come to that decision. I had to know that, okay, it's time to go, it's time to pack things, it's time to get back grounded. Yeah, I trusted my instincts, I trusted God, and I just made the decision to leave. So yeah, I always recommend people, like, travel the world, go see the world. It might not be by being a flight attendant or anything in aviation, it might be through another career, but just go do it. You're gonna learn so much about yourself while learning so much about the world. Like, it's a big world out there. Go see it. So yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and see you guys soon for another video. Bye.